Brothas and a shot of milk.
Let's
We
keep
got my
going. Keep
cousin
talking.
right here, Lawrence St. Victor. We got my white cousin right here, Jack Walker Pearson. We got my light skinned cousin right here, Rich Wilson. And we are here talking about comics, movies, TV, toys, anime, and everything in the geek community and more. So
Everything I forgot to list.
everything I forgot to list, I just bundle it up in the geek community and that'll give us a nice little package. So here we are. So fellas, how was your week? What'd you do? What'd you watch? What'd you read? Did you go see Jim Lee?
All right, so Jim Lee is at the Galleria in Glendale right now promoting his friend's new comic book and toy shop that just opened. He's going to be there for an hour. So if we're really fast with this show, we might still be able to make it, Lawrence.
I don't care about seeing Jim Lee in person. Although I'm a fan of Jim Lee. What I want to do is see that freaking store, though. Glendale Galleria in California, for those of you who don't know about California. I'm excited.
You realize you can have both those right now.
We got to do the podcast, Jack. We have a whole community of geeks waiting, anticipating.
Sacrifices we make.
Man, I'll go first, though, man. Finally, I got to some geek stuff this week. I finally did. I binge watched the TV series, The Fall of the House of Usher.
How was it?
Yes. Malcolm Goodwin is in that bad boy.
That's why you want us to watch it, guys.
No, I watched it before I knew he was in it. But Raul's in it, the dude that was with him in iZombie. He's great. I enjoyed it, dude. It's inspired by the works of Edgar Allan Poe, taking bits and pieces from the different poems and short stories and kind of creating a world. I enjoyed it. It was my kind of horror. It's like thriller, kind of mysterious out there. I dug it, man. And what else did I do? I bought I saved that for Collector's Corner. We'll save that. I bought some toys is what I did. Yo, I got me this bad boy right here, the Signal.
Lawrence,
this toy.
Order, brother.
Come on, listen, my Bat family's got to have a black person in it. So this is Duke Thomas. I don't want y'all to see it. Like, I don't know much about him, but the sculpt is ridiculous. So
you see a little bit of his face in there.
Yeah, and you see that it's hey man, enough for the cops to pull him over. I'll tell you that much.
Is that why he's in bright yellow?
There you go. Well, his thing is he goes out during the day in Gotham. And that's why he's
of course
yellow.
He'd have
to blend in. And I'm all about creating my Bat Family McFarlane shelf. And I'm pretty torn between which Batman I'm going to put him with. Because I got this or this Batman. And I'm not sure which Batman should be like in the Bat family.
The blue.
I know, but the blue doesn't match.
But I mean, the blue could also just be another version of Nightwing, man. Put them both up there.
The what?
Nightwing? Remember when Nightwing stepped in for Batman for a while?
Man, I would. This would be him.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I stand corrected.
All on hand, right?
You still gotta recolor that Batman. It's just all wrong, dude. I don't know. That looking good. That with the blue looks good.
Man, listen. I also grabbed this Hush figure, which is sick. For $11 on Amazon.
Okay.
Can't beat him. And I finally read this comic book I got.
What's he look like under that jacket?
You know what? You can pull it off. Issue is you don't have arms to replace it, but there's actual suit under the jacket.
You can pop it off. Pop those.
You
arms
can take
off.
the jacket off.
If you wanted to, you can. You're not supposed to. You can cut it off.
If you had any balls like Jack, you pop them arms off.
No, you can pop the arms off and probably get it off.
Yeah,
but
go pop them off.
If you don't got arms that are black like his suit underneath, then you're just gonna have jacket arms.
Why you
should have a
jacket arms. But I read that Superman comic. Where is it? The joint I was telling y'all about. Where Last Days of Lex Luthor. Amazing freaking comic book.
What?
A while ago I showed you
Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That's what you just
Lex Luthor has a critical illness and he gets Superman to help him because Superman won't say no. And in the comic, it's amazing, and they flash back to their time as kids in Smallville, Lex and Clark. and it's
What
just
is this,
well
based
written.
off of Smallville?
No, Smallville didn't start Lex and Clark's friendship in Smallville.
That's
That
so
goes
weird.
back to like the 60s, sir.
To me, it did.
They grabbed that from the Superboy comics from the 60s. Message. Anyway, read that. Excellent. And then Jason Moore stopped by yesterday, unannounced.
Of course.
And he dropped me off some comic books. He told me that I have to read these. It's called A Vicious Circle. He gave me volume 1 and 2.
Oh,
He
that
told
looks
me to
good.
read.
Okay.
I mean, the
Yeah.
artwork's amazing. I've seen this guy's artwork before. He's done the Batman Damned and some of those the Joker. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
And then of course he came over
The main event.
the main event, volume 1
Can we see Jason in the comic?
of Prayer for the Hunted. Jason Moore, you know him as Curtis Hoyle on The Punisher. And he and his partner are coming out with a brand new comic book. And he gave me volume 1.
Nice.
And there is Jason's character right there in the comic.
Okay.
Are you not? Does that not impress you, Rich?
I was like, what is that on his head? But they're glasses. Okay, I got you.
Put his glasses on his head.
Also, and basically that comic is dropping November 4th. He's having a showing for those of you in Los Angeles. Go over to Golden Apple Comic Books on Melrose. He'll be there at noon. He'll probably be there all day after that. He's going to be doing autograph signings, selling his book. Maybe you would get some free previews if you're not sure if you want to buy the book. I'm going to be there. I'm sure Jack's going to stop by. So come through Golden Apple Comics November 4th. That's Saturday from noon to whenever we feel like going home. But yeah, that's been my week.
Nice.
That was his week.
My week.
What about you, Jack?
Finally.
What do you got?
That felt like a whole segment there, Lawrence.
Yo, I've had nothing going on for like a month. It was nice to get some geek stuff going.
I'll keep this brief. Man, I'm kind of down on the Mortal Kombat game, if I'm being honest, because now they're dropping all the trailers for Omni-Man, and he's still not going to be released for another month.
Really?
So I'm like, this is so whack that he's not a part of the game, and you just have spent the money for him and the other characters. I'm like, how they not at least drop one of the extra characters already is insane. Whatever, Mortal Kombat 1, yeah. And let's see, I watched caught up on Gen V, which is good.
Oh,
I mean,
I love Gen V, dude.
Gen V is good. It's oddly got a lot more depth than The Boys, but it feels so connected to the content without forcing a connection to the content, if that makes sense.
Kind of like what we want the MCU to do right now with this TV series.
Well, speaking of the MCU, Loki's
shots
great,
fired.
man.
Do I have shots fired? I don't have shots fired.
Well, Gen V, like you said, Jack, it's connected. You almost feel like what they're setting up for The Boys season 4, but it doesn't feel like it needs it. Like they're connected.
Yeah, it's the same world, but nothing is hinging off of the other content.
Are you guys caught up, Rich, Chris? Are you guys caught up? Rich, are you
Nope.
caught up?
Nope.
So don't
talk
spoil
about
it.
it. Talk about it.
Well, just one little thing. They're basically, you get this from episode 1. They're doing experiments. And I feel like whatever experience they've been doing is going to affect what happens in the later season of The Boys.
Foreshadowing.
Because why are they creating all that stuff?
Right. It's another branch. I've also been watching Loki, which listen, man, it's great content. The casting is wonderful. I just wish that they mattered. I guess that's my only gripe with the Marvel series. For as much hype and pomp and posturing that they hold, I just wish they mattered. And they unfortunately don't. But the series is good.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, I forced myself to watch Ahsoka. I had struggled. I struggled to watch that entire series, dude. I got to the end. It was hard.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Once I got the little bit of the fangasm that I had with some of the fight scenes, after watching it again, I'm just like, bro, this shit is duty.
It's like whenever she's on the screen, it's amazing. But whenever Ahsoka's not the character you're focusing on, I'm just like, are we just standing in rooms and talking?
Oh, even sometimes when she's on the screen, it's like it's this like brooding, like serious tone.
Stoic.
Like this is not, stoic is like, yo, this is not the Ahsoka from the show. Like even if she has gone through things, like she will still retain some. This is a whole nother personality.
Did you watch the cartoon, Rich?
Was that?
Did you watch the cartoon?
Yeah, yes, I did watch Clone Wars. Thank you.
Yeah.
The cartoon. How dare you? Anyway.
Yeah, so much disrespect to Chris.
I enjoyed this.
I'm asking.
That's why I kept going, Jack, because you kept saying you were thoroughly enjoying it, and you were. So I'm like, I need to sit this through, and it was just like,
I mean,
it was just so much in it.
Maybe
It
a little
just didn't make sense.
non-eventful. There's a certain magical element to the Ahsoka series that a lot of the other Star Wars content kind of.
Oh, there was a lot of magic in it, especially at the end. Okay.
literal
magic.
There's
at
real
the end.
magic.
People disappearing into dust, and you know what? It just come on. What do we
And
do?
Jack,
Star Wars.
You said it too, like lightsaber deflecting bullets, but they're not going fast at all.
I had that. The combat in the thing is pretty bad in certain sections of it. They're literally just kind of waving it in front of their chest and their face at this rate and managing to block every blast. And I started wondering, like, when did lightsabers become magnetic for blasters?
Yeah.
Blast blasters.
All I know is when I saw Ahsoka fighting, especially when I saw Ahsoka fighting the girl, the woman at the end. What was her name?
Yeah.
I was like, why does Rosario Dawson look like she's getting outpaced by this 50-year-old woman?
Hey, not being ageist at all.
I'm not being ageist at all, but she looked like she was getting like outmatched by this woman. I'm like, whoa, so why does she look like she's in it more than you are? Like,
it was the glowing green sword, man. That's what did it.
It just wasn't there for me.
It's when we've seen Jedi fight in other content, and it looks like straight up throwback samurai type.
Yeah.
And this was like 1 and 2 and 3.
A lot of the combat in Ahsoka, the Ahsoka series, there's a handful of the combat sequences that actually are really good in some of the moves, but a lot of the combat was a little slow.
So if a lot of the combat was a little wonky, and then there was a lot of people standing in rooms and talking, and then Ahsoka is like only in it 50% of the time.
Yeah. It's a good 50% though.
Man, yes. So I finished. Go ahead, Rich.
I didn't even start, but yeah.
Excuse me. I had Chipotle yesterday.
So anyway, I did absolutely nothing. No, I'm joking. I played Darktide, which I mean, it's an alright time. It's not bad. I have not been playing Starfield.
Oh,
because I'm kind of disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I love the ship builder.
The what?
But the ship builder, the ship builder, sir. Ship builder,
Jack.
Okay, I love the ship builder, but sometimes the gameplay itself is just it gets wonky.
Still, even though you restarted the character,
and it's like
that was the problem with their other game, man. It's like expansive, great world, but it's so massive. It's like the engine doesn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. So I've been playing that. So I jumped into Call of Duty. They're having like the whole Halloween thing, night maps and everything like that. Which I'm not having a good time with that one either. I like playing the multiplayer, but when I jump into Warzone itself, the hackers are just really living in this game, like living. No one's stopping them, and the lobbies are sweaty for no reason. I'm just like But I was having a good time because I was playing with some people. So, that's what makes it good for me. I finished off a series, Good Night World, on Netflix. It's an anime. It was pretty good. It's pretty all right. It wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting it was like an online world, right? Usual online world. The real world portion of this guy or version of this guy, he was like a shut-in. Doesn't go out. People like leave him food at the door and whatnot. He hated his family, but in this world, he was like super strong, obviously. But he was also kind of a dick. but he had a family that he like loved going to. He was like one of the strongest clans in the game, and they pretty much like had a normal like kind of family like life within the game, and so he loved it. But then there was a twist to it. Y'all gonna watch it? Y'all ain't gonna watch it. Let me let
I
y'all
might, Rich. I watch your recommendations.
That's right. And don't give the twist.
Anyway, I mean, you get the twist like episode 2. But
I hate that when you get to twist episode 2 and then they play it out for another 8 episodes, pretending like you didn't figure it out in episode 2.
yeah, but it's not bad though. It's not bad. It's it doesn't go like the usual like online type games and shows, because at one point the online world merges with the real world. So that got interesting for a little bit. It should have been a little bit better, but it was pretty much the whole first season right there.
And the twist was it was always the real world.
That might actually be a twist, Jack.
So anyway, that
probably was the twist.
That was my week.
Oh,
besides work,
Chris, how was your week?
It don't feel good when no one cares, right, Chris?
No one cares about me. I saw Dumb Money, which was really, really good, about the Wall Street bets and GameStop stock.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Made me sad I missed it, but I was too busy doing crypto and trying to sling masks during that time.
Trying to sling what now?
Mask, like 3-ply mask, K95.
Oh, mask, yes, mask. Okay, I thought you said you were something else.
Yes. Well, that's what got me my house. So it's cool.
Man.
I watched.
Wait. So slinging is what got you mask? Your house? You said?
Yeah.
Did you got here OnlyFans slinging for your house?
Well, only that's a
Don't
whole different.
Judge him, Rich.
I mean, him and Fiona, they're doing all right.
You better share that stranger change.
That's it. I've been watching Big Mouth. That's been pretty good. I like Big Mouth.
Mm-hmm. Was it good?
Yeah. It was all right.
I didn't watch this season, but last season was like.
I think like the first season. The first season was like hysterical.
Yeah, because it was new. It was different.
Yeah,
now it was just like,
Yeah.
Like,
And then
like how edgy can you get with it? How much
how much more animated child penis can I see?
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
That's a problem.
It is. It really is.
I don't want to speak. We're not going to talk too much about that.
And then I built Black Ryu.
Wow!
Yes, and of course he got a silk golden gi on.
And then I did Black Chun-Li.
All right.
Yeah, Chris, these are really good.
Thank you.
She ain't got that dumper though.
But she got them thick thighs though.
She got
thick
them thick
thighs
thighs.
save lives. And then I did
wait, and she's got articulation, man.
Oh yeah. She has articulation.
Oh, yeah. She can articulate all right.
Oh, she can.
Oh, hey.
There it is. All right.
And then I did Black and Bison.
You should have kept him white.
Thanks.
Sorry, Jack. Nice. Well done, Chris.
That was it. Okay. Well, yeah, good.
Yeah,
good.
that's it. Thank you. Hey, Lawrence, you got something you want to ask me?
No, I wasn't assigned nothing this week.
Well,
then
Connie Alaska wants to tell you that she really liked your toys there, Chris.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I tried my very, very best. So, since Lawrence has nothing, let's go to our robot overlords and see what they have for us.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, Alexa, tell me a superhero joke.
What's Aquaman's astrological sign?
What?
Aquarium.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Somehow do something and redeem that and make
Stop.
a left at the corner and run that stop sign and slow down the yield and speed through the school zone and leave us at.
I already had it up, Chris.
Let me help y'all.
Show
Look
and
how Arthur's
tell
corner. Oh, this is a
time.
mess.
This was rough. Okay.
This is a
Oh,
mess.
man. Here at the Collector's Corner, we show stuff from our very own shelves. Sometimes they're worth millions of dollars, and sometimes, in Jack's case, they're worth just sentimental value.
Oh.
Oh,
What
okay.
have you got for us this week?
Chris requested the host, ladies and gentlemen.
It's tough when you guys don't help me.
Who you talking, Chris?
All right,
You
since
think you give me all the help in the world when I'm
All the help in the world.
Man.
I'll go first. Since I got sentimental value today.
Hold on, Jack. Let me get you up. There you go. Look
Okay,
at his face.
All right, here we go. So, I'm
Wait,
a
Jack,
big.
hold on. Are you wearing a sloth in a sloth in a Flash costume?
I am wearing a sloth and flash costume.
That's brilliant.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty brilliant.
Yeah. So, as you know, I'm a big Superman, Batman fan. So
Yeah.
these are my buddy Chaz in New Jersey. He's a welder. Helped me make, and it's super sharp. It's razor sharp.
Oh, shoot.
And this Batman,
That's legit.
That's cool.
Batarang, my buddy V.
I know V.
V brought this back from China and gave it to me, and it wasn't a case. And at the time, I was doing a lot of Broadway, off-Broadway load-ins, and so I had this on my tool belt in its case. This thing is so razor sharp. It cut through the case, and one day I was reaching for a tool, and it just... I cut myself pretty bad, so I had to take it off my tool belt. But then I thought, when that Batman Superman comic dropped, I just make my own version of it made out of metal.
Jack, I'm really glad you brought this up because we don't really give enough props to the durability of Batman's utility belt because he can't just have tools falling out that bad boy.
Yeah, or cutting them up when he's trying to grab the Batarang.
His gloves and tool belt, his utility belt must be like made of some serious material.
Which I'll also say, I mean, those Batarangs are dangerous, man. He's hurting people. Yay! And we got Brent, Age of Grogu.
Brent, we're wondering where you were at.
No, this is a different Brent. This is a different Brent. So if anyone watching this is looking for really good Star Wars content, go check out Brent, Age of Grogu, because he's dropping Star Wars content all day, and he does great reaction videos.
Brent, we just talked about Ahsoka, and some
you'd
of
be
us
glad
weren't
you
feeling
missed
it.
that. And we got Sage Nesbitt in the house.
Sage,
saying
what's
hi,
going on?
Hey,
Brent,
let's just get more claps.
Brent, did you like Ahsoka? Yeah. Let me know if you like Ahsoka.
Of course he liked Ahsoka.
Jack, that was very nice.
Yes. Well,
Rich, what you got?
I got nothing.
As we look behind you and
grab a
see,
pop,
just
You know what? Let's open this up.
you're opening it.
you gonna open it?
See what happens. These are supposed to be like randomized monster hunters from Capcom. They're supposed to be randomized. It's like a mystery thing. I haven't opened. Oh, and of course I have this guy. Okay, so this is who I have. I have the Rassalos.
What's the incentive of buying these and not knowing? Like, is it? I know it's supposed to be like anticipation.
It's supposed to be like it's like collectible cards.
I know, but like not knowing what's in the. I guess with cards, you didn't know what was in the package either.
But
exactly. You get dupes, Okay, you know what? I have another one. Let's try it again.
Let's give a shout out to Snorzy. Snorzy's in the house. She says, "Afternoon, y'all. Afternoon, Snorzy.
Afternoon. What are we talking about right now? Ooh.
Snorzy could be.
Oh yes, look at this guy right here.
I don't see nothing. But
wait a minute.
While you get that thing open, Brent said of Ahsoka, yeah, I loved it, but I understand the issues that are with the Star Wars franchise so far and what your issues would be. I thank you, Brent.
Yes, the Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars has issues, just like most of the series right now, and especially Marvel. But yes, this guy, I forgot his name, but he's a pretty dope character.
It's pretty fire.
And the wings are kind of translucent.
Does that come with a stand?
It does. It comes with a stand right there. Boom, with the little pole to put it in his butt. Pause. And,
wow.
Yeah, so my man's gonna be sitting there flying pretty boy. Oh, he got like the dive. All right, so this dude got like thrusters, kind of like natural thrusters in the wings. So when he comes up at you, he has this one special move that he goes in the air and dive bombs, and just his area effect is just crazy. But yeah, man, I forgot this guy's name.
What happened to that movie
Well done.
franchise? It just died.
It was trash. It died
Yeah.
because it was trash. It was dead on
After
arrival.
one movie.
Like,
Hardly died.
I knew it was going to be bad.
Wait,
First of all,
what
the
movie
main
is this?
character,
What is this again?
Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah.
They
yeah,
had
yeah.
T.I. in it. I'm like,
Video
T.I.'s in this, it's going to be bad.
I mean, how many good video games?
Band
turn
Man, bitch?
Actually, there are a couple.
Huh?
Brent, we also love Loki season 2. We're digging it too as well. Keep going, guys. And Snorzy is 440 for us in LA, so you're cool. And yes, they made a Monster Hunter movie. And the fact you didn't know about it, Snorzy.
It speaks volumes.
No, you don't need to watch it. You don't need to watch. Save yourself. Not unless you want to throw up for today. Don't watch it.
Ooh, that's harsh.
Is it harsh?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't watch it. I was very disappointed. Very disappointed in it. Anyway, but yeah, I'm excited about this though.
That is sick.
I'm
Geek
excited
Fusion
about this.
TV's in the house, everybody. He says Star
Yeah,
Wars
Geek
and Marvel
Fusion.
franchises both have issues, but I still get more enjoyment out of both them. Not that is true.
Yep.
I do enjoy both of those franchises more than I don't enjoy them. Well
You're
said.
a better person than me.
That's not Rich. You're lying. You're lying right now in
What
front
am
of
I
all
lying
these
about?
people.
The
What
real
am I lying
question
about?
is, which Saint Victor is going next?
Let Lawrence go. Lawrence, you go. What you got?
I'm gonna go, Chris. I think I know what you got, so we'll let you be the.
Oh, you know what I got.
I know what you got,
Oh yeah.
but I got some heat too, man. Yo,
I think I know what Lawrence got.
you know what I got all this week, baby. The last 2 days, I've been playing Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man freaking 2. Rich, you can say okay, because you don't got no Sony PlayStation 5. It's all right. You can sit over there and play Starfield and have a freeze on you every 2 seconds. I'm over here swinging through Manhattan.
I'm pretty sure you are
effortlessly.
swinging, all right?
Hey, don't judge my
Hey,
lifestyle.
hey.
And don't put music under it just because you have power.
Wait. So how good is the web swing in this?
It's next level. Web swing is next level. You can go to options and make adjustments to it. So you can make it so you have no assists. So it's like you're swinging for real. You'll hit the ground if you don't get enough height. Or you can change it to 50% or 30%, whatever you're comfortable with, or 100%. And it's almost like you're flying. Don't even need to touch anything. You can hit the ground if you want to. You can put on like fall mode, where if you hit the ground, you crash and like break your neck. It looks freaking dope.
Does it actually hurt your character?
I haven't done it yet, but it looks cool. And the web swinging is crazy, man. I mean, the Manhattan is so big. The graphics are so freaking good. It's better than Miles Morales, Geek Fusion. Or I'd say it's a continuation
because you get the
of,
whole map, right?
You get a bigger map than both of the games, and you're playing as Miles Morales. You get to play as Spider-Man and Miles Morales at the same time, jumping back and forth between characters. Because Miles has to
choose which character you're playing at the time.
So far, I haven't gotten to I'm just getting into the main mission, but you can switch back and forth because they both have different like sub missions. So I think Miles Morales has a whole going against the Prowler thing that you don't do as Peter,
right?
But they show up together, and sometimes you need Miles' electric power, and sometimes you need Peter's gadgets. So it's freaking dope, man. I'm loving it. I've only had it for 2 days. So
does the beat 'em up get repetitive like they do in the Batman game sometimes?
It could, but that's also on you. You can up your skill level and learn different gadgets and combinations, so you don't have to let it be repetitive. But the biggest thing about
the record, Harlem is part of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You missed the 20-minute conversation leading up to this.
There was no conversation. I was just saying Harlem wasn't in Spider-Man 1 game.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Is it better than 1 or Snorzy? I've only had it for a couple of days, but I will say so far, it's a banger. And one thing PlayStation does that Xbox don't, I'm going to say it, is PlayStation kills it in narrative storytelling games. Like, you really care for these characters 10 minutes in. And I did this whole bike ride through Queens with Harry Osborn talking about our friendship.
First of all,
facts.
You don't even know because you ain't never played no Xbox games. What are you talking about?
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Rich, all I gotta say is The Last of Us. Tell me a better narrative movie-like experience on Xbox.
I don't know because I ain't never played it, and I didn't play part 2 because I was told not to play part 2, even though I got
Do
part
not
2.
play part 2 until you play part. No, you saw the series. You can play part 2 actually now.
Yeah, I did see the series. I saw everyone play it.
Did you see
Yeah.
what Brent said? He
What
said
did-
he watched Prey for the first time last night. Good film. That's debatable. Had
Yes,
some
we
good
covered
moments.
Prey. Prey was great.
Wait, but he said this. He said there's a sequel coming
Yep.
out that is set
Yeah.
in World War II, World War One era, same director.
That's
Interesting.
pretty dope. Yeah, let's just follow the Predator through different points in time.
I'm with
And
it.
but how do you go backwards in time and then when you know that there's forward in time content, he's not there?
Because it doesn't affect the forward in time content. Like
Yeah,
they've been
this-
here since man was like like
Shouldn't
beasts,
there just
like
be a
making
Predator versus-
pyramids and whatnot.
Shouldn't it just be Predator versus like dinosaurs at that point?
That would be dope.
No,
Actually, that
it
might be.
wouldn't.
Actually,
It
that would be.
wouldn't be.
It'd be
There'll be
called
no
Monster Hunter Predator version.
literally no talking through, no dialogue, just
Well, unless you
little
translate
clicks.
You're right. Every
Quick.
7 years, predators come to Earth to fight. You're right. Well, it's like that guy, that ninjutsu film. Do you know what movie I'm talking about?
No. Can we be more specific? Like what?
Jujitsu.
You know, movie with that guy, Rich.
Jiu-jitsu?
Isn't it called Jujitsu? It's the one with Nicolas Cage.
Taekwondo? Oh, I didn't even see that yet. I know what you're talking about. I haven't watched it yet though.
I'm lost.
Lawrence, I think I'm headed to your house right now.
Why?
Sage says I
Oh.
need to head to Lawrence's house, and I think it's so I can play the game, or maybe we can
All
go.
right, all right.
talk
Listen.
to Jim Lee.
We're not gonna go. No, you're not coming up here to go to Jim Lee.
Let's stop reading these comments and let's get on with this show.
Rich, they're the show. We do it for the.
All right.
All right. Who's next?
He needs to
Anyway,
go see Jim Lee. He
Yes.
ain't gonna see Jim Lee though.
Brent Graham is in the house. Brent
Another
Graham,
Brent
I want
house.
you to meet
Full
Brent
house
Age
here.
of Grogu. We got 2 Brents in the house. What up, though? And for everyone, I've only had Spider-Man for 2 days, and so far it's been amazing. I'll let you know more next week. How
Much time you have? How much time you have in it for 2 days?
Well,
Not
unfortunately, my son was sick yesterday, so I didn't really play yesterday. So I got it Friday night, and I played it before we got on just now.
You gotta
So probably
put him
I got
out-
like an hour.
Put him
in.
outside. Tell him to kick rocks.
wow.
Wow.
The
And then on
disrespect.
that note, Chris,
Okay, let me show you what I got.
let me see what you got, Chris.
I
Hey,
got-
wait. Put it down. Tisa Rain is here for the very first time, y'all, and she's loving it. Give Tisa Rain a
I
big
think that's
shout
Tysa.
out.
I think that's Tysa, Lawrence.
Tysa. I don't know.
Oh, well, hold on. You don't know the name? don't know the name?
Tisa.
I
It
ain't
could be
gonna lie.
Tisa, but I think
I would have
Jack
said
knows.
Tisa as well.
Yeah.
I would
I'm
have said
sorry.
Tisa as well.
I'm sorry, Tysa. Tysa Rain is in the house. Give her an applause, Rich.
Wait, is it Tisa or Tysa? What are we doing right now?
We're doing both.
Okay.
Ms. Rain is in the house. Chris,
Thank you, Rain.
what you got, baby?
What do I got? I got the 1989 Batmobile.
Yes, you son of a.
Oh, come on. Oh boy.
Okay. All right. Well,
I haven't opened it yet, but I am freaking hyped.
nice.
Yo, that is so sick.
All right.
That is so sick.
And
How
Hold
long-
on 1 second. Since you don't want to open it,
Wait. Does it come with a figure?
yes, it comes with a figure. It comes
Oh.
with Michael Keaton.
The disrespect
since you
of
don't
that
want to
question.
open
Wow.
his,
Well,
I'm gonna open it. I'm just
You
saying.
don't
that.
wanna
Oh,
show the
he's going to open it.
Chris.
you've got the same music over and over again.
He going to put, and Lawrence whipped it out already. So you know.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. This is what Chris has in that box, except he has a better version. His is matte black, and his canopy is the same color. And he also has a Michael Keaton figure in that box. Thank you for just showing us the box, Chris. That's
Well, I'm
wonderful.
gonna do a video.
Oh wait, so they put out a reversion of it. There's like version 2 of it right now.
You know, McFarlane will come out with something that's like not it,
Yeah,
and
Change
then
the
come out with a better version of it later, and then people buy both.
Yeah, they had one at the retro con I went to. They were selling for $200 because
Yeah.
aftermarket it's dope. So I got this. Lawrence sent me the link. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself.
And that's the one everybody was with. This one
Just
technically that I got is from the Flash movie, technically. Chris actually has the 89. It's the same thing, but his is just matte black. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good
Okay.
pick, gentlemen. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So let's get into some news.
It's time for the news.
So
Getting a little
Rich,
better. What up?
the first piece of news I have is actually just for you. I don't care
boy.
about anyone else. Right now, Rich, it's just me and you talking right now.
Is it? Okay.
It is.
All right. Talk to
NECA
me.
is debuting a Lexington figure with stop motion battle. So I know you've been collecting the Gargoyles figures. Lexington is coming out.
What does that mean?
Lex-
Stop motion?
Nope.
What?
Chris is just reading the screen. He hasn't made full sense of it.
I don't know. But I saw NECA and I saw Gargoyles. I said, you know what? This is good.
Shameful. Brent, I think the Batwing actually came out already, but it's a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. It's like 200 something bucks though.
And isn't the
You can
Batwing
only get
news?
it on McFarlane's site.
Yeah, I think it's exclusive.
I don't know, like half his toys, they're Walmart exclusive, they're Target exclusive,
That's
they're
how,
Amazon
that's how he's
exclusive.
making the money. And with the Batwing, it's too expensive for him to mass produce like that and put it in all the stores. That thing is like 200 something bucks. And it's huge.
You know what'd be
huge,
cool
that's what
though
she
is
said.
if it was on a remote control, you could actually fly this thing.
Then that'd be like 800 bucks.
Yeah.
Right?
You could get flying Batwing.
So, and then I do read the news, Lawrence. Stop motion battle means he has flexible wings. So he can pose his wings and do stuff with his wings, Rich.
Yeah.
He has like 7 of them. He knows.
Now, it was stop motion battle.
I don't know what.
I don't know what that means though. Like, what?
No,
You can say it louder if you want to. We still don't know what you're talking about.
it's flexible wings. Flexible wings. For
His
posing.
wings are going to have to be flexible because they're like in between his arms.
Rich, I don't know.
And the next bit of news.
Ask NECA. I don't know.
Why?
All right.
Jack, why are we down here? I don't like it.
Let's move on.
Hey.
You know what? I got the next piece of news.
Yeah.
It's also for Rich. Rich,
Okay.
I know how much you love Yu Yu Hakusho. I know how much you love it. Netflix reveals the first live look at this live action series of Yu Yu Hakusho.
All right.
It looks awesome. I'm excited to see it. I'm a huge fan of Yu Yu Hakusho. I used to watch it when it was on Fox Kids, and we'll see how it pans out.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, you don't know what that is.
Oh, I do.
I know you don't. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right.
It's only for true anime fans like Rich.
Okay, first of all, shut your mouth. All right.
All right. Moving on.
Next? Yeah, let's
Moving on.
Chris is killing the news right now.
It ain't as easy as it looks, is it?
Deadpool 3 delayed
Yeah.
from its 2024 the 2024 release date. They're saying though, because of the SAG, Lawrence, explain this to me.
Mhm.
Actors are still on strike, even though the writers are back to work.
Yes.
Okay. Why are you guys still on strike?
Well, because the deals weren't met well. And if you look at what the studios did with the writers, they went with they had negotiations with them for weeks before they kind of got some common ground. And I feel like the studios are taking a similar route where stalemate meeting, and then maybe you'll give them what you want. And I do think what the actors are probably asking for, as when it comes to residuals, especially from streamers, comes with a heftier price tag than the writers do. So, yeah.
First of all, Brent, if you don't shut your whore mouth right now. Okay?
Whoa!
How dare you come into this room talk about Deadpool sucks?
Oh yeah, Brent. I'm about to have your back for a second. I couldn't.
Yeah, Brent. I'm sorry. I can't back him on that
I was
either.
about to come. I had your back until I read it. Deadpool does not.
Yeah.
Deadpool does
I
a lot of
agree.
things, Rich, but he does not suck.
Well, that depends on.
Depends on who he's with.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey.
So yes, to answer your question, different terms and different price tags, Chris.
Got it. Second part of this story is that release date may be filled with Captain America: Brave New World. which is our.
How? They still on strike?
No, I'm just telling you what they're telling me. Take it as you will. This is what these cats are telling me, and I'm just telling you guys what they're
I
telling me.
understand.
So that's it.
Geek Fusion
That's it.
TV, that is a very unpopular opinion. Deadpool 2 is better than Deadpool 1. I cannot co-sign on that one.
No, they're both good. I don't know
I
about
cannot
better.
co-sign.
It's not a ridiculous statement.
No, it's not. No, it's not. He's not crazy.
not
We're not
ridiculous.
telling him to shut his whore mouth or anything.
No,
It's not that far.
we're not doing that.
What else you got, Chris?
So let's talk about. So you guys have been gaming, Rich.
Yeah.
I know you've been playing StarCraft. Lawrence, you've been playing.
Sorry, say that again.
Spider-Man.
I've been playing what now?
You've been playing Star whatever.
Oh,
Starfield.
okay, all right. You know what?
Some
The
respect on it,
disrespect
Chris.
that's happening
The
right now.
level of disrespect.
Holy. Okay.
Lawrence, you've been playing Spider-Man
Yes.
2. Jack, you're playing Final Fantasy. Has any of you guys delved into King Kong?
Oh,
No,
did you see
no.
that thing? Like
Yes.
the
King Kong.
absolute worst looking video game ever.
I think I
That
saw
ever
I have to
made.
Google it.
And-
They're
and
saying this
They're
thing-
selling DLC for new skins that you can put over Kong, and they all look the same.
and they're selling them.
They're trying
yeah.
to.
So they're saying that this is one of the worst games ever made. And the developers are blaming it and saying they only had 1 year to produce it, and they only had 20 developers to develop it, and it was a licensing nightmare. Basically, it just got licensed
Holy.
out. Yeah. It looks like a bad, like ported iPhone game.
Rich,
That's
I
how
think
bad
I
it looks.
sent you a link,
No
the other
shot.
IGN gave it a 3.
that, which I think is a little overselling it. Yes, this is it.
Yeah.
This is
No
actually,
shot.
and it's PS5. Oh my!
That is crazy. He looks like Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. Like, what are we doing right
He
now?
does.
So anyone that gets mad that their games are being delayed so it looks better, this is what can happen.
This is what happens
That's
when-
crazy.
this is what happens when your game gets rushed.
Wow.
That is crazy. Yeah, that's wild.
Look at that expression.
That is wild.
Wow.
So I'm curious to see how the fallout's going to be from that. Last but not least, one of the biggest misses that I've seen in the Marvel Universe is us not getting a sequel to The Incredible Hulk. And when the stuntman actually came in and criticized Edward Norton for his lack of engagement during filming and the whole process, and they blame him for one of the reasons why we never got a
I
sequel.
thought he was so invested that he rubbed people the wrong way, and that's why he got replaced, not because of a lack of investment.
That's what this look. This is coming from a stuntman, but he's saying that his lack of investment in the process in the project.
I
But
don't
this is coming,
I
but
don't
this
think
coming
that's
from
true.
a stunt man.
Well, that's where I get all my news
The
from.
And
stuntman
didn't-
is not credible. Like, what?
Well,
what are you trying to say, Jack?
No,
I
I'm not
won't-
saying.
I'm
I'm not saying that,
I'm
but
gonna say he's not. I'll say he's not credible only because Edward Norton was a producer on this. So
he
if
was a
wasn't
producer
with-
on it.
If you weren't
He
with him
rewrote
from
the
the beginning
story.
to the end,
But this is also why they didn't cast him when the Avengers movie hit, is because Edward Norton was so involved, the studios found it hard to continue forward with him. They wanted someone less involved.
because he had a very strong opinion of how it should have went, and he butted heads.
Right.
This is the
Especially
opposite.
at the end of the film.
So maybe by the time the stunt guy was there working, I don't know. But the reason why we haven't got a part 2 isn't because of Edward Norton. It's because Universal's had the rights to the Hulk this whole time, and
Ooh,
they don't want to do a Sony
Come on.
situation. where they
Clarify
gotta
the facts here, Lawrence.
Here we go. So Universal had the rights for the Hulk, just like Sony has the rights for Spider-Man. Anytime the MCU wants to use those characters, they got to cough up money. That's why you don't see Spider-Man pop up randomly in other things outside of the Avengers real quick. So I think now, didn't we talk about this last? The rights have reverted
Yes.
to.
Yeah.
So
correct.
now we might get a Hulk sequel.
Well, in the early the 80s and 90s, Marvel was on the cusp of bankruptcy, and they were licensing out everything.
Yeah.
And actually, Blade ice skating uphill that saved Marvel.
Facts.
Yeah.
So
There we go.
we might not get it. And even if you watch the opening, you know how like the Marvel does the logo opening of all the things? Spider-Man's never in it. Because if he is, they got to pay Sony. Even just for 3 seconds of Spider-Man in it, they got to pay him.
That was a good attempt at the news, Chris.
Yes, I have a little bit of news. A little bit of news. Well, first up, I mean, this is Rocky's kind of adjacent to what we do, and the actor that played Paulie passed away. His name is Burt Young. Passed away last week.
83 years old, right?
I believe 83 years old. Yes, he passed away, and come on, Paulie, right? And then real quick, Matthew Vaughn did a whole thing at New York Comic Con. We talked about it a little bit last week. I want to bring clarity to it when he talked about Storm being an X-Men 3. The reason why he left is because he read a script that said Storm goes to Africa and makes it rain to replenish the soil. And then he learned from the studio, now that's just Holly's script. We put that in there just so she can say yes. When she says yes, we'll cut it out. And Matthew Vaughn was like, that's freaking dirty. Yeah, I'm out. Damn. He also talked about his Superman idea for a trilogy, which I don't like. But basically, he made it so that Superman, of course, we know he came to Earth as a baby. Krypton exploded. But Krypton's timeline of exploding, Jor-El got it wrong. So it doesn't explode until Superman's like 30-something years old. And all these people from Krypton come to Earth. Don't like it. But it is interesting. I don't like that. Very interesting, though. And
there's an easier way to do that. That's in the canon of the comics. Is you just expand Kandor, the city in the bottle.
True. You also have like
which I believe they actually did that in a couple of the comics for a while. They were like,
Superman works better when he's the last son. And yeah, you can throw the dog in, and the cousin in, and the clone in, but let's not bring the entire planet to Earth.
Right. Because then we're just dealing with Omni-Man.
Yeah, pretty much. Which would be dope, but I don't want that for Superman. And last thing he did, he talked about Star Wars. And he said the biggest issue with Star Wars is that it's put on this pedestal. Every other IP franchise is allowed to reboot itself. And he's like, I might get jacked up for saying this, but Star Wars is a Skywalker story. And the fact that you can't reboot it with a new Luke Skywalker to tell new stories is what's pigeonholing Star Wars. Every other Batman, James Bond gets to retell his story, but Star Wars is like, no, everything at all times has to be canon.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, though, because you have a solo standalone spinoff. You could go back and do whatever you want.
Yeah, but Solo
was terrible.
I'm not saying. I'm saying the principle of it. I'm saying they've already what the guy is talking about. They're already doing with other characters.
But he said that's the problem. They want to act like it's not a Skywalker story, and they want to do these other things. And sometimes it hits a Mandalorian.
It's not a Sky. Well, it is a Skywalker.
It's a Skywalker story.
Anakin Skywalker story. If it's anyone's story,
it's a Skywalker story. It starts with father to son. That's the story. Everything else is revolved around them. And we can act like it's not. So he's like, the idea that you can't reboot Luke Skywalker.
I think Brent's right here. We don't need reboots. Leave it alone, and let's continue to tell the story. I think the problem is they keep going backwards in time. Let's get some new Star Wars story.
Well, maybe that's true.
That's the key. I agree with that.
Maybe that's true. Maybe
it's a big universe. They could just go to another corner of the universe.
I know, but at the end of the day, and Brent, Age of Grogu, I'm not a Star Wars guy. I know the Star Wars franchise is big and the universe is big, but I'm here for the Jedis, man. And maybe that's because I grew up in the 80s. Like I associate Star Wars with Luke Skywalker, but I'm in it for freaking lightsabers and Jedis. Mandalorian was great, but everything else was like, where's the Jedis, man?
Yeah,
and Luke Skywalker is a dope character.
But go way further back or way further forward. But right now,
we don't need to go back. Let's just go forward.
There's a good point next to the Old Republic.
Say it again.
That's what I'm talking about. You go way further back or way further
but if we go further back, we always know how that story is going to end.
That's true.
Like, give me that. The Empire Strikes Back. Luke, I am your father. You cut the boy's hand off. I don't know how this is going to wrap up. Like, when's the last time we were on the edge of our seat when it came to Star Wars like that?
That's
never.
True.
And you don't get that with prequels.
Yeah, but now we're just watching, connecting dots to see how it connected to what, the existing.
Well, they don't know where they want to go. So it's just always easier to go back in time. You don't have to worry about doing anything new. Take Grogu, aged 500 years, set him up as a Jedi, Mando character in the new era. It can work. and you're the Star Wars dude. So I'm not gonna come against you. But anyway, that was what Matthew Vaughn said, and I don't know how I took this segment, Chris, but that's the news.
All right, that's it. All right, now it's time to get serious. I need everyone to wipe them smiles off their faces. Let's get into a debate.
Time for debate.
Let's
get ready to rumble.
So this debate. I apologize, Rich.
Don't apologize, Chris. We about to have a debate.
So this came from our very own Jack. If you had to bring one iconic horror character into a comic book world, what comic book world would you bring them or it? And how would them or it be incorporated into the world? And how would the hero or villains be affected? Who's taking this first?
Well, low-hanging fruit would be something like Freddy gets introduced to the Batman world, right?
I'm gonna go back.
But I think it's low-hanging fruit. I think if you
is that low-hanging fruit?
Well, you could take almost any iconic horror character and put him in the Batman world, and a lot of his villains already are pseudo-based off of iconic horror characters. So I think it's low-hanging fruit.
I think back, and I would say he'd work better with Constantine because he's supernatural. I don't know how well he worked with Batman, but he'd work really well with Constantine.
But I would put someone like Frank from Hellraiser with Constantine. Actually, I'd put him. I put Wolverine in the Hellraiser.
I don't want to hear what you would do. What would you do?
Oh, very good, very good.
What would you do
before
you start taking all our answers?
I would take the evil nun from the Conjuring films in that kind of Conjuring world and put them with Constantine because they're already kind of in the same ballpark.
Isn't that too similar?
You think it's too on the nose?
I feel like he might have already fought someone like that.
But it would fit though.
I mean, it would fit. Yeah, it's like I want to take Jack the Ripper and put him in Batman. It's like, ooh.
Wasn't that? Yeah.
It's like it fits too well, Jack. You're not elevating the material.
So Jack, you answered the question too well.
Let me pivot then. I got a follow up then. I would take Frank from Hellraiser.
Yeah.
The leader of the Cenobites, and I would put him in Wolverine because he sit there torturing the guy, but Wolverine just keep healing himself. So they'd kind of they'd have to figure out how to move forward.
Okay. Brent Age of Grogu said he'd like to put Freddy Krueger in Star Wars and him fight against Vader.
How would that work out? I wouldn't even know how that would work out.
Everyone would die. He's in your sleep. He's in your dreams, baby.
No, Vader is pretty powerful, my guy.
Yeah, and look at how this. Yeah, look at the dream. We saw Anakin in the kind of pseudo dream. Like, what was that world they were in with Ahsoka?
Well, he wasn't dreaming. He was like a force ghost.
It was something.
Still, Ahsoka was in it.
That's true.
And there was a chance if she didn't fight back with Anakin, she would not have came back.
But Freddy would have came out and turned your lightsaber into a hot dog.
Wait, we got some good answers in here. Creature from the Black
Leatherface against Chainsaw Man. Yo, Geek Fusion TV came to freaking play.
Creature from the Black Lagoon is Aquaman.
All right, stop stealing stuff. We got to say ours. That's great, guys.
You're way better than all of our answers.
Jigsaw and Batman. Jigsaw and Batman.
Oh, Batman dropped into Saw is actually brilliant. And
yes, and it's
kind of. I mean, if the Riddler ever gets out of jail in the Batman, it kind of needs to be that. Like he just turned him straight up Saw. I'll go next before they freaking spoil everything.
These are way better than all of our answers.
I have two. One's a runner-up. My runner-up is first. I would take Brightburn, and of course, sticking with Superman.
Well, is that iconic? I don't think Brightburn's really. I guess that's why it's a runner-up. It's not iconic horror character.
Runner-up. It's a runner-up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And the idea is Superman sees this kid and thinks he can nurture him and change his ways. He must have landed on a planet where his parents were terrible. And Superman learns, no, he had great parents. This kid is actually just evil. And Superman is torn with like, how do I can't rehabilitate this child who I thought was just like me. And then he has to just fight him and then stick him in the Phantom Zone where he'll be alive and can't hurt nobody. But my real answer is Freddy Krueger I'm dropping him in Sandman, dude. Freddy Krueger versus Dream, baby.
Oh,
And I win again. Lawrence
I
St.
feel
Victor
like
does
no.
That's not bad.
That's amazing.
That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
Why?
Sandman
Why?
controls all dreams. He would just get rid of Freddy like that. Like
He controls all dreams, but then you got a parasite that's in there that is able to bend the dreams to his will.
okay, so are we talking? Are we talking full strength Sandman? Or are we talking like he's still like looking for his tools?
Even full strength Sandman, he is controller of a realm where Freddy. Thank you, Connie.
Jaws versus Namor.
I think Jaws loses, but Namor can't talk to fish, so you don't know. Freddy Krueger will corrupt that whole like dream and turn into a nightmare.
That's actually pretty good.
But Sandman controls all dreams.
He does control all dreams, but Freddy Krueger breaks the rules in that world. Sandman, it's like you control your body.
I don't think you know enough about Sandman right now, bro.
I don't think you know enough about Sandman.
I do. That's why I'm sitting there challenging you on this. What are you talking about?
You understand about Freddy Krueger.
I understand about Freddy Krueger, but you're talking about a guy. Literally, Sandman is older than time.
Let me tell you something.
What?
The evil that runs through Freddy Krueger is older than time itself.
Okay, I get it. Listen, Freddy Krueger was a pedophile, all right? Who cares about his evil? He is not bigger than Sandman, bro.
He's so evil that he got burned alive.
Not bigger than Sandman.
Was able to live on
not stronger than
nightmares of the people in the town.
This man literally
created Jason Voorhees'
Sandman literally created a whole realm. What are you talking about? You know about Jason right now?
Listen. Freddy Krueger dream would be like, what is this? And Freddy Krueger, the fact that this guy can lose his tools and go powerless, Freddy will be in there cracking jokes.
The only reason why he lost his tools is because he was trapped. Freddy ain't gonna be trapping nobody.
Freddy might trap you.
Freddy will trap a teenage kid as they're freaking banging each other in their dreams. Yes, he'll trap them, but not Sandman. Not the king of dreams.
It's a good movie though.
Yeah.
Actually.
What?
Well, Rich, what do you got?
Hannibal Lecter versus Batman is great. Geek Fusion.
Yeah, there were a lot of really good ones.
Geek Fusion's dropping bombs.
Wait, he said Freddy versus Purple. I thought he said Freddy versus Purple Rain. I'm like, yeah,
at the Lake
Prince can do it. Prince can do anything. Carrie versus Jean Grey. Wow. Geek Fusion TV won the debate, and I came in second. Rich, what you got?
Shut up. Anyway, Pennywise It versus Constantine.
Y'all just gonna put every like ghost character against Constantine.
He's not a ghost character though. He's another one of those. He's one of those cosmic entities that are like that's older than time as well.
But kids beat him with rocks.
Yeah. But did they do? Did they? They really didn't beat him. They just kind of technically put him in submission. But he's still alive.
He won't stand a chance against Constantine.
He's still alive though.
He won't stand a chance against Constantine.
How would you figure?
If kids were able to subdue him, that's light work for rocks. John Constantine. That's a light work.
The Keanu Constantine?
Dude. I would say It versus the Three Ninjas.
You know what?
Chris, did you go yet?
No, I didn't go yet. No. So I had Freddy Krueger with Constantine, but everyone took the Constantine. So I'm gonna do Cujo versus Crypto, the super dog.
So what are we talking about right now? What are we saying?
You're talking about with rabies versus.
You're just saying words. You're just saying words right now.
Because they're two dogs.
Cujo has rabies, and Crypto is a dog from Krypton, powers of Superman.
Cujo is killing everybody. That's all.
Snorzy Snorzy won.
You didn't even ask me my format.
I don't think we need to know, Chris. That's like me saying like the Cable Guy versus Batman.
No, it's going to be in the format of the Super Pets in the Super Pets cartoon.
You know, Cujo don't have powers. He just was a rabid dog.
Yes, he was going against regular people who were just scared of him.
We can have dog fight Namor. We can have Cujo fight Chris.
Listen, Snorzy I think won. She said Pennywise versus the Monster Squad.
But But the Monster
That's
Squad is not a
amazing.
comic book, so technically you didn't win either. But it was good.
You know who didn't win? Frank versus Wolverine.
Yeah.
So
Alien
Geek
versus.
Fusion, all right. Geek Fusion TV clearly wins.
But
With-
out of the four of us, I came in second for sure.
you did
Yeah,
come
you're
second.
right. You came in second
You
out of the
came second.
four of
You
us.
absolutely
No.
came
First
second.
place right here. Yeah, no,
Jet,
you're right.
you know you ain't first
And
place.
moving on.
Moving
Rich,
on.
Chris, that was
What's up?
terrible. We have to also hold on for a second and talk about how exceptionally terrible your answers were, Chris.
Julio versus Crypto?
Wait, like
I'm sorry. I thought outside the box. That's what the big
like you just took a regular rabid dog and put him against Superman the dog,
Yeah,
and you thought
And the
that's
best part was you had a couple hours to think about it. Geek Fusion just slamming them off the top
like
of his head.
slamming them.
Just slamming them.
Terrible, Chris. You could at least said the Hellhounds from Ghostbusters versus Crypto,
But I didn't.
Yeah.
but you did it. You took a regular rabid dog versus the strongest animal on the.
Look, it's gonna be on Tubi. It's gonna be 2 minutes long. And that's
It's going to be on Tubi.
It
Yes!
probably will be on Tubi.
Yo. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. We're moving on. Are we done with
Move
this?
on.
I
Let's
think
move
it's time
on.
to move on.
All right, we have a little bit of a not so
It's time.
for the main event, but not the lighthearted main event.
So we're not really talking about content today. This is a departure from what we normally do.
Right.
Every now and then we do a cruise show where we don't talk about a movie or TV show. We just kind of talk shop. And on a very special episode of Three Brothers in Shop,
This is a very special episode.
You're like,
After the episode, we're gonna be saying we had a lot of fun here today, but we all learned a very valuable
we
lesson.
all learned a very important, like at the end of He-Man.
Oh man.
All right, Chris.
All right. Many of our heroes are virtuous, right? Batman's virtuous, Superman's virtuous. But the actors and actresses that play them aren't always so virtuous. In today's day and age, we as community and the industry has felt that actors who have encountered controversy in many different ways, but sometimes it's dealt with in a certain way. So I want to ask you guys a few questions about when we have actors that encounter controversy, what's your take on it and how do you think it should be handled? In the first scenario, I want to ask you, if an actor or actress is accused of a crime but not convicted, should they be barred or black labeled from their content automatically? Second, I want to ask you, if an actor or actress has been found guilty of a crime, can or should we separate their content from the person?
Oh, yeah, do one at a time because I'm not going to remember the first question.
And the answer's going to be different.
All right.
So
let
the
me ask
first
you the
question, yeah, what's that again?
The first question we have, if an actor or actress is accused of a crime, not yet convicted, but accused of a crime, should they automatically be black labeled from their content?
No way. Not if it's not substantiated. I mean, the court of public opinion is very brutal in today's market, but I don't think so.
I'm on the fence with this one. Like, I don't really believe that there really is a cancel culture. I think that studios and networks are trying to anticipate the fallout and the money. So if you have allegations and the network or studio believes you can hurt our content, it's a business decision not to move forward with you. And if people have an issue with it, well, the consumers get to decide with where they want to put their money. That's with anything. So like if the people decide, I don't want to see this person in this, I won't pay for it. It's kind of their right, fair or not. Now, we saw it happen with Ezra Miller where they went too far in production to pull back on The Flash.
Yep.
And the people said, no, I'm not going to see it.
Right.
It doesn't matter how much
But in this case, that would be the second part of Chris's question.
No, it's the first part. If they didn't get too far along in the production of The Flash, it would have been financially smart for the studio to recast Ezra. But since they got too far in it, they decided to double down with it. And they lost money because the people said no. So I think the studio is less of we're going to blacklist this person. It's more like, is this person going to kill our franchise? Found guilty or not? You know, I feel like it's a tough decision, but the idea of being canceled really only happens if this person in this content's hurting our bottom line and the people won't support it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it varies on kind of the crime they're being accused of. You know, it's tough is that we live in a society where you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But I feel like in the court of public opinion, you're found guilty automatically, and then you have to prove yourself innocent.
Absolutely.
And I understand, and like I understand from a studio standpoint, you're like, look, if I have someone that's accused of a sexual assault or something horrific, I can understand my distancing from them because that's not a crime decision; it's a business decision.
Mhm.
But then, what happens when that person, say that person is found innocent, and then all of a sudden their career is tarnished, and they can't bring those box office numbers because even though they've been accused, even though they were found innocent, they're still tarnished, and it's not fair and it's not right.
It's not fair, but I mean, and I brought up Ezra to say you saw a studio double down regardless of what the court of public opinion was,
Right.
and the box office flopped. So it actually doesn't really matter what the studios decide to do or not do. The audience will tell you where they're going to put their money or not.
Do you think it flopped?
The nature of the question, though, is a little more specific as to how we think, right? And so I would say, if there's no evidence, then someone shouldn't be losing. I agree with Geek Fusion, Brent, and Connie. Yeah, if there's no evidence to substantiate the thing at jump, it shouldn't be costing anyone a job. You know,
Right. Yeah.
Right, but I think that's a simple answer. If it shouldn't cost you a job, but should it cost me as a studio hundreds of millions of dollars?
Stand by your...
I
think you got to do. Yeah, it's a tough one, Lawrence, but I think you got to do the right thing at the end of the day because it sets a precedence of what people can get away with. You know,
right.
Anyone can accuse something,
And all the things that Ezra was accused of was not. He wasn't convicted guilty of all the things.
Right.
And the court of public opinion was, we made your movie flop. You just lost $400 million. So it's hard for me to say.
Look,
just do the right thing.
You think Flash flopped because of Ezra Miller's conduct?
Absolutely. I feel like if
I think it definitely did.
Absolutely. Because even though the DC was shaky, if you had some Michael J. Fox type actor who is incredibly likable, which kind of was Ezra's whole deal when he first came on. This is an incredibly likable actor. You would go see him because you like Ezra.
Right.
Like freaking Guardians of the Galaxy could have been terrible, but I like Chris Pratt so much and the actors so much, I'm gonna go see it. You'll still get my money to go. I might hate it after I went, but to not go at all.
Yeah. See, that's this is a hard conversation you're bringing up. Like even Geek Fusion mentions Kevin Spacey, who was actually found innocent, right? He was found not guilty. But I'm good friends with Anthony Rapp and know firsthand from Anthony that the guy is very aggressive towards people in a not a good way. So it's like, even though he was found innocent, should this guy who is, and talking to other people in the industry who've actually been in other content with Kevin Spacey, who have privately spoken to me about how sexually forward he is and aggressive he's been on certain sets, and everyone kind of knows about it. I'm like,
well, but that's why I say I'm siding where I'm siding, which isn't fair, but it's about the money. Because with this case, he was found not guilty. Right. So now you're like, you're found not guilty, but we know. So now you're muddy.
Well,
now
OJ was found not guilty too.
So, but you said if he's innocent, you just said you have to be proven guilty.
Right.
And if he's not proven guilty, according to your logic, he should still have all the things he had before.
No, I didn't say that. I said this. I said it should be substantiated before someone's losing their job.
And so you're saying that Kevin Spacey shouldn't have lost anything because he was found not guilty.
Well, I'm not saying that.
But here's the other question too. Let me ask you this. So Kevin Spacey was found not guilty 3 times. Sometimes there's the theory if there's smoke, there's fire. right? So
Right.
if someone's consistently being accused of something, is there some truth there that maybe you need to be aware of, that maybe you want to stay away from?
Could be. He could just have good lawyers.
True.
It's a tough one.
See, because once we get out of the realm of either you're innocent or guilty, now it's all opinion.
Right.
Now it's all what do you think?
Right.
And at the end of the day, I feel like Netflix didn't want to side with someone who could be corrupt, but also it's a bad look to put his face on freaking.
Well, the taste, you can't get the taste out of the mouth after you've been exposed to it, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
No, you can't, Jeff.
You
Pause.
can't.
Geek Fusion
Hit
TV
me
said,
with it, Rich. Hit me with it, Rich.
opinions should not get you fired. People getting fired for having specific opinions. Oh, that's different. I mean, absolutely. He's talking about like,
Right.
you know, whether if you're a Democrat or Republican, conservative or liberal, your opinions about that getting you fired, or you for the vaccine or not for the vaccine.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's
That's
different,
personal. Yeah.
What's the second half of the question, Chris?
All right.
Wait,
so
Rich,
we'll-
Rich, you didn't say nothing.
Yeah, what do you say, Rich?
No, I say he just off of allegations. You shouldn't be, because look at Jonathan Majors. He got all those allegations. They were ready to cancel him, but then it came up being that the woman lied.
But not yet, because we haven't actually gone to court yet.
Oh well, he haven't gone to court, but people out here talking about, you know, she has openly admitted that she lied.
Right.
So whether it hasn't gone to court or not, like she's already came out and said she lied about the whole thing. So when they go to court, that's going to be evidence.
Right. So, but they didn't, like, he still came. They didn't let him go. They didn't replace him.
But they were ready to. Like you saw, like him and Michael B. Jordan were like this. But then when all the allegations came out, boom, separated.
You got here, like, we can, like, it's not a fair world. It's not a fair world.
It's not. But at the same time, listen, allegations shouldn't get you caught up like that until something is actually proven.
You're right. But the problem is, if the audience decides, well, I don't want that, you're spending millions of dollars on someone you're supporting that the audience is like, I'm not going there. I'm not going to watch this.
You know, and it's people's prerogative. If they feel, if they're upset about allegations and they don't want to spend their money on you, then what are you gonna
Right.
do?
But if the studios have all their brilliant people that can look at the data and go, we have a problem here. We have a problem here. And I think Jonathan Majors is a different issue. I would say, I keep bringing up Ezra because we got to see what happens when you don't remove the actor, when you don't change, when you can't change it. And I think Connie said it in the chat. She was like, I didn't see it because of Ezra. That's why I didn't go. Yeah. So,
you know what? I think indirectly though, I think the stuff, even though they stalled production, they stopped whatever momentum the franchise may have had. So even if he didn't do it, it still had a negative effect on the franchise, just in general. Right. And there's a lot of factors I think that made that movie not do well, because it was a pretty good movie. But it should have done.
I thought The Flash was the best DCEU movie that probably came out of that Snyder sort of concoction, with the exception of the 6-hour Justice League movie. I beat you to it, Jack.
I think it was close to 8 hours, but you did do it.
But I would say this is where it's not fair and feels weird, because you're not dealing with employees. You're dealing with people who kind of have a brand. It's not just this employee. It's like this person's brand. You're investing in them as you're Gatorade, and Gatorade needs to taste like this. That's how we're selling you. Gatorade tastes like this. This Gatorade tastes like piss. Everyone believes Gatorade tastes like piss. We can no longer back Gatorade. Right. Even if you don't taste like piss,
really
we got to.
You can't have someone playing Superman if everything about the actual person is
trash.
Or and even if it's not trash, the idea, the allegations are brutal. I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair. But problem with studios, Geek Fusion TV says, problem with studios use their morality clauses to look at audience reactions to fire people, and just because someone has an opinion. Oh yeah, he's talking more about
what's your face? Like, I kicked off of Mandalorian.
Yeah, for saying something that.
She was like pro-Trump or something like that.
No, that's not why.
What's the second half of the question?
No, she likened being a Republican to like, I don't want to say it, surviving a terrible massacre.
Oh, then she
that wasn't appreciated.
She deserved that. Never mind.
It was tongue in cheek, but it was like, should she have got fired? I don't know. I'm not firing anybody, but you also have to know you work for Disney. This isn't like an edgy. You work for like the most wholesome, not pushing any boundary studio. You know,
Right.
She was far right on Mando. Yeah.
All right. So let's step.
Jeffrey Miller, what's going on? We're doing a little different today. We're not reviewing the movie. We're just talking shop, and we're talking about cancel culture.
But we're glad you're here, though, Jeffrey.
It's good. You have a good time, man.
All right. So now let me ask you this: if an actor or actress has been found guilty of a crime, can we or should we separate their art from that person in general?
What's the crime, man?
Depends on the crime. Because real talk, Robert Downey Jr. got found guilty of several crimes.
Right.
But
there you go.
They were more so, at least to my knowledge, he was only hurting himself.
Right.
So it's easier to redeem that.
Drug related.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if. Now I want to save Robert Downey Jr. for the third part of the thing about redemption.
I haven't seen that movie, Cancel Culture. You're living it, buddy.
You're living in it. And Geek Fusion TV, yes, that's what it is. I didn't feel like saying it on the internet because I don't want to be a soundbite.
I don't want to get canceled.
I don't want to get canceled. But that is, that's pretty much what she said.
So I don't necessarily want to talk about someone that has a vice or has an addiction. I'm talking about someone that did something to someone. Maybe they assaulted someone in some way, shape, or form, found guilty, and
like Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Well, but he wasn't like he left prison because they didn't substantiate it.
Yeah,
right. He's actually not found guilty, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So, is that right?
Yeah, he's out of prison.
He's out.
See,
he's out.
You out here hating on, you know what?
But it's like,
listen to R. Kelly.
Where's
Stop it?
Oh, come on now. Where's
Chris Brown? I'll tell you that right now. He's still making music, still making videos.
Listen, Chris Brown be out here making some hit bangers at times, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about.
But I will say about Chris Brown, his track was to become, at least at that time, that Michael Jackson at his peak. Like he was on track. He was doing Wrigley Spearmint commercials. He was on track to be the biggest entertainer of all time. I know I said that at Michael's peak though, like 80s Michael. Chris Brown was like on the way to be there. And that allegation,
it did. Yeah,
he's not getting there anymore.
Yeah.
You know? It wasn't even an allegation. It was.
Not allegation.
It wasn't like, not that any kind of assault is good, but he didn't just smack her. He beat her. Like,
yes.
Like closed fist beat her.
Right. But then I'll say this. It goes back to my answer to the first one. The audience has decided we still will buy his music. They've made the decision.
Facts.
So that's the only way anyone still exists anymore, is that the people will still buy it. And they still buy it. Now I'm sure he doesn't have the audience he had before. He's even talked about how he's not working with the same producers that he had access to, at least.
Oh, he's still out here making money though. He be selling personal pictures like after the shows, like $1,000 a pop.
No, he's making money, but I'm saying like he would be like Justin Timberlake trajectory right now.
Oh yeah. No. Definitely, he definitely would have been way bigger than
like multiple Super Bowl halftime shows.
Yeah.
You know. But anyways, out of Chris Brown, let's bring it back. So what was your question? Should they?
My question was: can we and should we separate the art or the content from the actual person themselves? So someone did something horrendous, but they created something awesome.
I ask that question all the time. Does the art still stand? And unfortunately, I think no. If I have a painting hanging in my office and it's the most incredible painting I've ever seen in my life, but I know that the person who painted this portrait used to hang slaves in his family orchard, I'm not keeping it in my office. I can't.
Right.
You know? And it's just that extreme sometimes.
But to Brent Age of Grogu says, he talks about Joss Whedon, how terrible he was. I can still watch Buffy because I appreciate all the actors. I appreciate everything else that went into it. Because I don't necessarily see him, but I can't watch The Cosby Show. Because Bill Cosby's whole character on The Cosby Show is this wholesome nurturer, taking care. Like it completely contradicts what I'm watching. So I think for me, it's a case by case basis.
Yeah,
music is a hard one for me, man. It's like I love music, and I kind of had to stop listening to Jackson. Yeah, definitely R. Kelly. But it's like it's just what it's associated with. The art for me didn't hold up after a while.
But see, now this goes back to the first question, because Michael Jackson hasn't been found guilty on anything.
Yeah, but I'll also
you said allegations should not make someone lose anything.
Yeah, but there's actually enough corroborated information there that the facts are pretty clear.
Listen. When Billie Jean comes on, you still dancing.
Yes, you are.
All right, bro. All right. Dirty Diana comes on, you still rocking. All right.
Now I will say I do not listen to R. Kelly. I can't.
Look,
it's too close.
First of all, his music it was in the music the
whole time,
and we were rocking with it for a minute.
As the black community, we have failed this city. We knew too much about R. Kelly, and it's not really our generation; it's the generation ahead of us.
Lawrence, it seems like you're ready. It seems like you're ready to go all the way.
We were too young to understand this, Chris. But the generation older than us,
worry.
We were like teenagers, man.
Growing up, when
I was ready.
When you feel like you thought you were doing something with a girl, you put on R. Kelly in the background, you thought you were the man. And then so then growing up, you have mad memories tied to this music. Yeah. So it's come on
house parties.
Past.
I know, but for me, now that I know what he was talking about,
Geek Fusion got a good point, and this is the devil's advocate of the whole thing, isn't it?
Legit question: did Bill Cosby do more good or bad for society? Cosby Show promoted wholesome family values and helped tear down decades of societal bias against black families.
Facts.
He did.
Facts.
That's why it's not an easy answer.
That's why it's not an easy answer.
Did his art do good for society? Absolutely. Did the man hurt a lot of people? Absolutely.
Oh, Jeffrey's killing it.
He's in jail for forever now. Jeffrey, he's not coming out. There's no R. Kelly album coming out.
He's found guilty.
Yeah, he was
for sure.
6 counts. He was found.
All right, what's the third part of your question, Chris?
Wait. Did we all answer this? Jack, you said you can't separate it. I said depends. Chris, what did you say?
It depends. It depends on the nature of the.
Robert Downey Jr. is such a great example of someone who pulled himself up from that thing that was killing him to become something that you can emulate.
Jack, hold that thought for the next part of for the next question.
Because I have a rebuttal against that. So I'll save it for the next question.
Okay.
Rich, what do you stand? Can you separate the art from the person, or does it depend?
It depends. For movies and TV, yeah, because
we all saw The Flash,
right? We all saw it because I'm looking at the person, and you're looking at the person, whoever it is, and you're just like, you're a scumbag. But when it comes to music, man, sometimes you just
sometimes you gotta go half on the baby.
You just rocking in your car. You be like, man, this guy's a scumbag. Seems like you're ready. Oh, no, wait a minute.
No, but that's the problem, Rich. It should never seem. You either are ready or you're not ready. It should never seem like it.
All right, come on now. Yeah.
And next question before we get in trouble.
Come on, Chris. What's the third part of this question?
All right, third part of the question. If an actor or actress has been...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, real quick. Connie had a really great response to Geek Fusion. Basically what he said about Bill Cosby, and she said that's valid, Geek, but that's pre versus post. Moving forward versus looking back. You can appreciate how it impacted you in a positive way, but not support it moving forward. You can appreciate Michael Jackson, The Cosby Show, all that stuff, because you did have an experience. But now that you know, are you still supporting it going forward?
Geek Fusion had a good point too. He says he grew up on Michael Jackson, and he will never not wonder if Annie is okay.
Come on. Chris,
Getting out
what's
of
the
here.
third part of your question?
Yeah, before we all get in trouble.
That's great. That's great. But that's a good point, Connie. Thank you. Okay.
Is Annie okay?
Are you okay?
Who's Annie? And why is she not okay? And if she's not okay, then why are you still dancing?
The only thing to bring Annie back is dance, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes. Okay.
Oh man! All right. So, if an actor or actress has been convicted of a crime and served the penalty, should they be allowed for a path of redemption? And this is where we could talk about Robert Downey Jr. and some other people.
It depends on the crime. You know, half the celebrities we know have done time. You know.
True.
But I think there's a fine line that triggers kind of a cancel reaction. If you get caught drunk driving, all right, fine. You have a drug problem, it's not great, but
But why is drunk driving fine? You get to kill a whole lot of people.
No, it's true. No, I'm not saying drunk driving is okay, but there's certain things that people aren't going to get canceled for. They're not going to get canceled for that. But if you're a man, you assault a woman, you do anything sexual to anyone, I don't know if there's any redemption from that. Even if you do serve your time, I don't know if there's any coming back. Where people are going to look at you like, okay, you did 5 years. Are you going to?
It's hard to find redemption for someone who's a sexual deviant and they're not powered by drugs or alcohol. Like that's just you. It's easier to see someone go to rehab for a drug or alcohol and come out clean. But if you have something else going on in you that also requires treatment, as the public, it's hard for us to wrap our head around going to rehab for sex addiction. Like we don't really understand what that is. So we're not ever really going to feel comfortable with that person.
I argue with my wife about this all the time. That the sex addiction, I think half of it is bullshit, to be honest with you. I think it's just something you do publicly to save face, to be like, look, I did this terrible thing, but oh no, I'm getting help for it, so now everything's okay. And I just think it's a convenient catch-all when people get caught cheating, when people get caught doing something they shouldn't be doing. I think it's just a convenient catch-all to try and like weasel your way out of responsibility.
True. And Geek Fusion kind of said it. He said, I'm not going to say these two words because I don't want to demonetize the video, but you see it. There's only two things, and I agree. Yeah, I don't think you come back from that ever. But on the other side, the more, I guess, questionable or the debating side, like Robert Downey Jr., we said it. I love Robert Downey Jr., big Robert Downey Jr. fan, and I applaud his comeback. But a part of me is like, if you were black, you would not get that. If you were black, did everything you did with all the addictions, you would have never got second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth chance.
It depends what kind of star he was. If he was a black star and not a crossover star,
just like Robert Downey Jr. showed up to set high and drunk.
I feel like the black community is more forgiving of our own than we are of.
Chris, give me an example of a black actor who can show up on set high and drunk, not finish a TV show, finish a movie, go in and out of rehab, and then be given a superhero franchise.
Well, I'll say this.
Never.
We never heard of one.
Because there would never be a scenario where that could exist.
Look at this, though. Will Smith smacked someone publicly.
Oh, done.
After 30 years of being... Stop. Jack, that's ridiculous.
Will Smith is a whole cuck out here. What are we talking about right now?
Wait,
he is not looking good out here.
Right. But as far as the slap is concerned, yes, you watch a guy be the best version of what you can be in Hollywood for 30 years.
Right.
And then makes one single mistake and almost loses everything. Then you got a guy who for like 15 years struggled with substance abuse,
right,
ruined certain projects, and is given Iron Man. Like if Robert Downey Jr. was a black man, he would not have been given the second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth chances to make his comeback in entertainment. I'm not saying he wouldn't have survived.
Yeah, but Wesley Snipes' crime was tax evasion.
Yeah,
everyone can agree with that one.
And you don't feel scared or nervous around the tax evader.
So no one punches their children around the tax evader.
No.
I'm not using Smith as an example. I'm saying that Smith is an example of someone who, I mean, yes, you shouldn't assault anyone. That's true, but it's such a small offense in comparison to what some people are, able to
Right.
move away from, and he's
Right.
still suffering the ramifications of that.
So I brought up the Robert Downey being white thing because I feel as though some second chances aren't fair, and I wouldn't want him to lose his second chance. I'm not saying that, but some is like, yeah, yo, you messed up production.
Yeah.
It's not some like actors, actresses, singers, musicians. It's a wonderful art form, and it is a privilege to be able to make it onto the grand stage. But it is a privilege. There's a million people ready to take your spot, and if you're doing things that are putting people or production in danger.
But you know what? You know what's funny about that is there's even enough accounts of. So Robert Downey Jr. is such an interesting example of someone whose talent is undeniable, and what he brings to every production you ever watch him in is like, Jesus, man, it's not fair what God is, or whatever you believe in, has given some people over others. But then you look at, like, some people are equally a menace on set, like Jim Carrey on the set of
the Andy Kaufman movie.
the Andy Kaufman movie. I mean, like, I would have. I mean, I don't understand how anyone survived that set with him and his antics on set. Sounds like he was horrible, and he was, sober.
Right.
He was in character.
Yeah, whatever
he's
you
in
want to
method.
call it.
But being a terror on set and being a horrible person to work with is different than you got arrested last night.
That's true, because there's a stigmatism to it.
No, you just got arrested last night. You broke the law. You put yourself in danger. Could have put someone else in danger.
Wow, the Mel Gibson thing is a good example too.
Yeah.
And
this is a hard conversation, Chris. This is a rough one.
What was this question? You said, should they have a comeback?
Should they be given a path to redemption? And I think Grant said it. Brent said it right. Where there's some stuff, you do stuff, you pay for your crime, but there's some stuff, no matter what you do, is unforgivable.
But there's also a difference between moral redemption that a person can find and a career on the other side of that. And I don't necessarily think that people should be rewarded just because they realize they were wrong.
Right. I agree with that.
Mike Tyson had a road to redemption, even though to this day he says that he was wrongfully convicted. But he came back, he fought, and he's kind of having a renaissance now where he had his one-man show and he has his businesses and he's making more money than he's made before.
It's Mike Tyson. People are still scared of Mike Tyson.
I'm still terrified of Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
I seen people try to do street interviews with Mike Tyson. Yo, he looked like he was about to mess people up, bro. His son had to defuse one. It was great. Samuel L. Jackson. I was just looking up black celebrities that were had like drug addictions and whatnot like that. I didn't know Samuel L. Jackson was dealing with drugs in the 80s, and he got into recovery in 91. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he was ever arrested. I was just before the Michael.
Well, look at Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor literally burned himself half to death in a meth accident.
Right.
And then still went on to have a wonderful Richard Pryor career.
But he was Richard Pryor being Richard Pryor doing stand-up, talking about doing crack, part of his stand-up.
But he was still doing movies. Superman was after he burned himself.
Fine. Yeah, he was the comedian in these movies, but he wasn't gifted an entire multi-million-dollar franchise. Here, you carry this.
But there's also a difference. So the 70s and 80s, anyone who wasn't doing crack or half these stuff.
Well, hold on. To be fair, Iron Man wasn't going to be known to be that multi to what it is today. They weren't expecting it to.
It still cost multi-million-dollars to make it.
And
he still made it.
That character in the content of the comics is a character who deals with addiction.
Demon in a bottle.
What does that got to do with anything?
I'm just saying, when you're looking to give someone a second chance, the fact that Junior fell into that very specific thing, it's almost serendipitous.
I'm not saying it's not. Of course it is. But I am saying, had he been anything other than a white male, that second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance would not have even have come. Jon Favreau had to fight Marvel Studios to just get Robert Downey in. Let it have been a black dude who went through the same thing. They would have said, absolutely not. Get Will Smith.
Yeah, but I would also wager that had that offense been something other than drug related, he probably would not have gotten.
I agree with that. I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with
absolutely. That. I'm not saying Robert Downey Jr. doesn't deserve his redemption, and I'm not saying that, like I said before, like because his crimes hurt himself, and if it hurt people, it was indirectly. He wasn't like trying to assault you. So yeah, it's very different. But I will say, privilege helped him get the door. The doors weren't locked on him, and that comes with privilege. You can call it nepotism. You can call it race. You can call it gender. There's also other components in his formula. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm happy it worked out. Obviously, he deserves it. But
there's another thing about being on such a public forum, and even things that are maybe embarrassing offenses, like Renona Ryder when she was stealing underwear and stuff, and it definitely hurt her career at the time. But I'm sure that was more embarrassing just to have that all displayed on such a public forum than it was pretty much anything else.
Yeah. I mean, redemption, Chris, absolutely. Everyone deserves redemption. Everyone deserves to try to pick themselves out of whatever gutter.
Not everyone. There are some offenses where sorry, you just don't.
If you're alive and you can try to make something out of your life right, go for it. As long as you have breath in your body, try to do something to give in what you've taken. Unless you're just going to like death penalty, you might as well try to do it. Now, whether you should be gifted a career again, it's a gift. And everyone who's ever made it to the A-list, they know all the things they had to do to get there. You don't just get it back because you say, I'm sorry, and we see you, But, and we talk about Mel Gibson, C-list, the dude is still a working actor. Like he still is working in the career he established. He's not like not working. Anybody else might not even be able to walk on a lot. So like we look like he was demoted, but he's still getting to do the things he wanted to do. Anyway, it might not be at the size, but he's still an actor. He's still working with amazing people. He's on freaking a TV series right now.
Yeah.
Well, we shouldn't talk about that.
So I mean, I don't know.
Is there another part to your question, Chris?
That's it. I think us having this conversation solved a lot of problems in the world.
Did it?
It did. And I'm grateful for the three brothers in the Shadow Bill.
Okay.
Well, Brent Graham says something that's interesting. Mr. M versus Mr. F. Assault and battery versus murder and sexual assault. And that's what it really comes down to.
The baby shot a dude at Walmart and was still selling records. So you can kill someone and have no repercussions.
Well, because it's also like, right, it's not about just what the crime is. It's as a society what we decide which crime is worse.
Right.
Well, self-defense,
Yo, Liam Neeson said his friend.
Oh no, I heard that one.
His female friend was assaulted by a black dude, and in a fit of rage, he said, "I went outside to find the first black person I saw, and I wanted to like pretty much kill him." He didn't do it, but he felt comfortable enough telling this story.
Yeah, he could say that.
And should he continue to make content? Absolutely. Am I wrong if I never want to see his face? No. Nope. That's kind of where most of this stuff lives.
Wait, what show was that on? Like, they should have transitioned to commercial real quick. Like
you
want to do what?
No,
wait, hold on.
No, you're not. And the producers are back. You better keep rolling. Keep that camera rolling.
Oh, man.
Connie said, this is such a great thought-provoking topic with such valid point being presented. Forgivable versus unforgivable.
Don't get used to it.
Mark Wahlberg, dude.
Mark Wahlberg started when he got out. He started when he got out of prison.
Yeah. He assaulted an Asian American.
He blinded a dude.
That's right.
Why? Well, why did he blind a dude?
Just because.
It wasn't self-defense, Rich.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh, okay,
They
never
were
mind.
terrorizing people.
Never
But
mind.
and as a matter of fact, it was kind of the start of his career.
You know them Bostonites. They're pretty
Yeah.
nuts.
The south of the north.
Yeah. Anyway,
Wait, Mark Wahlberg acts? Yeah.
Dang it, Brent.
Yeah. Hey, yo.
I would definitely say that's another
But you know what?
example
I think,
of privilege.
but this is where power is, and Brent's kind of nailing it with his last comment. It always goes. It's what you were talking about, Lawrence. The consumer is the one with the power because where you put your dollar tells the studio what will stand for and won't stand for. And so, who we back by supporting the content they're putting out propagates what we're okay with as a society or not okay with.
Absolutely. And an earlier question before we get out of here, I don't know if it was Brent or Geek Fusion brought the point up of people losing their jobs or getting canceled from having a difference of strong opinion. We're not talking about acts of crime or assaults or whatever. We're talking about like you support this or you don't support that. And you're public about it, which is your right to say whatever you want on a public platform. Should someone lose their job?
Yes. And it depends on what they're supporting or not. I'm sorry, but
if you're supporting hate groups, if you're like, I'm down with the KKK, maybe.
Yeah,
But
You said maybe?
Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah.
But
Maybe
if
that's
someone-
not okay.
We live in a society now where we're so diametrically opposed that just saying the fact that you're a Democrat or Republican can trigger some people. So you should be able to have a different opinion than the person you're with or than the person you like, and be able to respect the fact that people can have different opinions than you.
In real life, yes. But Denzel Washington said something that's really great. They're like, Denzel, how come you don't have social media? How come you don't have this and that? And he says, the issue with actors today is there's no mystery. Why do you need to come see me in the movies? Why do you need to come see me on stage if you know everything about me? You shouldn't know anything about me. Then I drop my work and I get to show you a piece of me through the art. That becomes intriguing. So Denzel's generation of actors is like, I'm not going to go crazy on what I believe or don't believe because that's going to inherently jack you up when you watch me in something.
Right.
Well, but that's the hard thing about, I think, being celebrated at whatever it is you're doing. You often lose a certain amount of anonymity, right?
Yes.
Comes with the territory. You're putting yourself on a public forum public.
And I would say celebrities need to really be careful and care about what they say. Because when I look about back in the day, Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier, they stood on the civil rights they believed in and was like, take away my movies. I don't care. I'm not getting off this platform. I'll risk Hollywood. I don't care. I will never not talk about this. Nowadays, it was like, why you take my job away? Because I talked about that. That's wrong. It's like back in the day, they knew what the risk was and they still took it anyway. Right. Now we're all like, you mean you don't like what I said? It's like, there's no...
Wait, do it again? What I say? How to say it?
So, no, Rich! It's alright, you're going to live on the internet forever.
Oh, boy.
The people who've lost jobs because of their opinions didn't have extreme opinions. Denzel Washington has lost jobs in Hollywood because he's very Christian. Yeah. And it sucks, but I have to say Denzel is like, well, I'm not going to move off of this because this is who I am. It comes with the...
But he also has a foothold where he's able to make those calls now, you know.
But I don't think, but since it's a part of his character, I think that's how he showed up.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, but
I mean, Denzel has only showed his booty like once,
and it probably was a stunt booty.
It probably was a stunt booty.
It probably was a stunt booty.
And on that note,
all right.
Yeah, Chris. What are the recommendations now?
Well, yeah, hit me with recommendations, Jack.
Well, it should be like movies
Top
that
5 R. Kelly songs. Number 1.
Yes.
And he's gone.
There you go. Should be top 5 movies starring controversial actors.
No. Actually, it's at the top. The recommendations actually have nothing to do with what we talked about.
Wait. What did Brent say? Brent said something real quick. When you hire them for a job, background check, you clean. You get the job, you got jack of things, sit down. Lawrence, do you agree with that? Do I agree? Say that again. What do you mean?
Wait, what happened?
When you hire, let me go further up.
Yeah, but we see that happen all the time with actors. They seem really stable, and then they get introduced into this crazy world of stardom, and they lose their freaking mind on a public forum. And so, even though they might have passed that background check, you kind of don't know how a person's going to respond to stardom.
Right, and listen, man, these are artists. There's going to be a part of their nature that is rock and roll, and you have to manage it.
Right.
And you, as a studio or production, decide if this is worth managing, if it's worth the hustle.
You know, Lawrence, you've talked about this like
peace out, Geek Fusion.
Thanks, Geek Fusion, for
yeah.
If we need another shot of milk, go Geek Fusion. We can get you on here, brother.
Oh no!
He said if you need another shot of milk, like
great.
2 shots of milk, we can always. We're not lactose intolerant over here. We can always have more milk.
I'm a little, but yeah,
that's because you're old, Rich.
I deal with it. No, I've always been. I just eat the ice cream anyway. I don't care.
Oh, your poor girlfriend.
Whatever happens, happens.
What are you saying, Jack?
I said you've spoken to the nature of a lot of artistic people tend to come from the outcasts or the misfits, or there's something that leads them towards a life of art in the first place. So when you're already taking a person who's on the artistic spectrum, I'd say, and then you throw them into the mix, and I honestly, man, I think stardom and celebrity really can do a number on people's psyches sometimes.
Well, I mean, look at the life of an actor, right? As you said, artistic spectrum. So you're sensitive, you're vulnerable, you express yourself in ways that other people don't. And that you can still be very much an introvert or extrovert, doesn't matter. You're choosing a platform in which your vulnerability is how you attack it. So there's something different about you. You go into this business and you have more rejections from job offers than anyone you ever know who goes out for a job. You are like averaging hundreds of no's a year before you get your yes. So already before you get your yes, this party is broken, party that's hurt, party feels rejected. The very thing that made you go to art in the first place. Thank you, Rich. Hit me with it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not know you guys could hear that.
We can hear everything.
Well, so, yes. Rich is drifting. Let's wrap this up.
No, keep going. I was just checking out Geeks Fusion stuff right now. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I was just saying, yes, I think there's provisions. So if someone, like you said, Jack, like a Kevin Spacey, and all this news is coming out, it's like all you actors and artists and singers are already kind of damaged and doing the most anyway. So if we're going to single out one of you, then you're like doing the most out of what everybody else is doing.
Interesting.
Like everybody in the 80s did cocaine, but you did cocaine. You did it. You, sir, you, ma'am, did it a little different than everybody else did it.
Right.
So, anyways, I don't know what that did. Chris, I don't know how you segued recommendations.
Sometimes we gotta give you guys, we gotta hit you guys hard with the.
We've never done this before.
No, we haven't. But we took it seriously, and I'm proud.
We might delete this episode off YouTube. We might have to go rewatch.
This ain't anything that was controversial. So anyway, okay. So originally, I thought we were gonna do a completely different show. So my recommendations are the top are 5 offbeat adult cartoons.
I love it. I love it. He didn't pivot his notes, Jack. He didn't pivot his notes.
Little tone deaf, Chris, but we'll go for it.
What do you want me to talk about? The top 5 abusers in Hollywood?
Oh, wait, hold on. Snorzy says, you guys are entertaining as hell. Me and my friends have been wanting to start a podcast about wrestling and hearing y'all talk about some that. Oh, man. Yo, I love wrestling, Snorzy. Do it. Do it. You just got to geek out with your friends. That's all we're doing. I'd listen to that. I love wrestling. Who's your favorite wrestler? Go ahead, Chris.
We still love Hulk Hogan after he dropped the N-bomb. So we still love Hulk Hogan.
I think we give a pass to people over a certain age. We're like, we know you said it.
We know you said that.
We know.
We know you dropped the hard R.
How old are you?
Surprised.
You 75? We know.
All right. So
LA Knight is dope. LA Knight is dope right now. He's killing it right now. I'm very excited for LA Knight. Go ahead, guys.
nice. All right. So I have 5 offbeat adult cartoons that you
All right,
guys
here
should
we
check
go.
All right.
out. Not in any order. Number 1, Boondocks.
Number 5.
Love the Boondocks.
Boondocks. There's a
Boondocks?
clip of Regina King
Yeah.
when she does the
Playing both
voices. She
Huey
does both
and
at the,
Riley.
but she does both at the same time. She doesn't like
Yep.
do one and go back in the booth to do the other one. Like she actually goes in real time back and forth between characters. It's actually pretty freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
Number 2, Drawn Together. I don't know if you guys caught it. It was like a reality show. It was like a
Yeah. I
I used
saw
to
that.
love that
Yeah.
show.
That was weird.
It was weird, but it was pretty funny. You had like a Superman type character who was like, and you had like a Pokemon type character, and it was just cool. It was just cool. Number 3, Robot Chicken. Number
Okay.
number 4, Archer.
Yes.
Number
Yeah.
5, Black Dynamite.
Okay.
Okay.
Isn't that live action?
It's got a cartoon.
No, it
there's
has
a
a
cartoon
cartoon.
also.
Which
Real
came
quick,
from-
Snorzy says, not Hulkster anymore, sadly, after he said those things. But some of my faves are Lesnar, Booker T, JYD, Mr. Perfect, Junkyard Dog, Mr. Perfect, RVD, Rob Van Dam,
Yep.
Angel, and Cena.
Dang.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry. I don't get to talk about wrestling with you guys. So if I got a wrestling person here, love freaking John Cena and The Rock if you smell what I'm cooking. Now, Chris, you left out a major one.
Does the Animaniacs count? Especially their first season when they had no sanctions, really.
Yeah.
Animaniacs does count.
But no,
Animaniacs
no,
rode
it
that
doesn't
line.
because it's not
Those
shock
cartoons-
factor for the now. Cartoon content is just shock factor for the sake of it. It's like Big
Ren and Stimpy?
Harley.
Well,
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy was wild.
Yeah. Beavis and
Man.
Butthead. Go back to the OG people,
That's true.
Beavis and Butthead. But Ren and Stimpy was like, I don't even.
and they both had
What was Ren and
game.
Stimpy?
I have no idea.
No
Like,
idea.
what did they do?
Yeah.
Yo, he
No
ran
idea.
and dipped his fly and took out his junk and pissed on an electric fence. Don't whiz on the electric fence, and he did it.
Dude, that's why he doesn't have a cartoon anymore.
Listen, did you saw the episode where they were cutting wood, right?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Bro,
What
yo, he had a strap-on saw,
No.
Sorry. Excuse me, sir.
a strap-on saw, and he was thrusting, and the wood was like in between the butt cheeks of Stimpy, and he was just like, ah.
How is this a recommendation?
It was
after this
wild.
was a conversation.
It was
Well,
wild.
to be fair, Bob Camp ran into some the creators ran into some trouble over some sexual assault stuff.
Well,
there you
And
go.
Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah.
Go figure.
I mean,
And Snorzy, I didn't put King of the Hill, Simpsons, or Family Guy because I put kind of offbeat ones, not like kind of mainstream ones. So that's what kept me from mentioning those.
okay,
this is a
solid
weird episode
list.
today.
Family Guy.
I don't know what I feel.
Yeah, I mean, like South Park, right?
Yeah.
Family Guy lasts for a minute though. Family Guy, pretty hard.
Early Family Guy, yeah. New Family Guy is terrible.
Lawrence is trying to
I don't know.
come to terms with his feelings right now. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know where.
happening?
Sometimes
feel
Three
like-
Brothers is trying to gotta make you think.
Well,
Lawrence-
But then we
Lawrence.
jump to like these recommendations.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Rich. I'm
I like
feeling
Daria, Connie. I ride with you on Daria. I like
Daria was dope.
should we
Daria was
wrap
like
this
a
up?
mature.
Let's wrap it up. Sebastian!
For those just joining us, this is where my little cousin Chris's son comes on here and he shows us what he got, and he gets us out.
Yeah, he wants to show one thing, and then we're gonna talk us out.
All right.
We're gonna do a box opening coming up.
Yo,
Oh, all right.
Cyborg.
Nice.
Yo,
Justice
that's
League.
a dope looking toy.
Yeah. And
did you have
Lord
that
of-
for like 2 years, just buried in your closet, or that's new?
buried in the closet for 2 years. He just discovered in the closet.
Chris has so many
That's a
toys. He
good
doesn't.
find.
Man, that's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ray Fisher, man.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So word of the street, cousin Lawrence may know him.
Word on the street, I might know him.
Oh.
I might know Ray Fisher.
Guess what I did one time?
What?
What'd you do?
So one time I went fishing. I got a tiny hook
Uh-huh.
and I catched a bass.
Oh.
Yo.
All right.
Tiny hook.
That's true.
Well
That's
done.
Did
true.
you-
It was
Nice.
a surprise
Did
to
you
everyone.
eat it or throw it back?
Yeah, throw it back. It's catch and release. But that's pretty much on content. All right, let's.
That is on brand.
That's just on
Aquaman, Jaws.
Yeah, and a
Fishing.
bass caught on a tiny hook with corn. All right, Sebastian.
That should be the name of our next podcast.
Yeah,
Bass caught on a tiny hook with corn.
corn. All right. So you want to talk us out, Lars? And we'll hand it to Sebastian.
Am I talking? What?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, all right. I'll do it.
Let me help you. Let me help you.
And that's
Okay.
Three Brothers in a Shot of Milk, hosted by the Christopher St. Victor. We got Jack Walker Pearson and Richard Wilson coming through on the ones and twos, and I'm Lawrence St. Victor. We will be here every freaking Sunday, going live at 4-ish or 7-ish.
TPT, you know.
We be on that time. Jack's always on time, which is great. And you can catch us like I said on YouTube. We got unboxings, and we're on Instagram. We're everywhere, man. And just come have fun with us. We promise you, if this is your first time watching us, not our talks never get this traumatic. But every now and then we do. And
Sometimes
that's
we gotta go
us.
deep.
Sometimes we gotta go deep. So
Hey,
deep.
yo, on that note,
Anyways.
thanks for watching.
Hey, Sebastian. We'll be back. Same bat time.
Same bat channel.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.